Okay guys, so imagine you've just got your detector, you've got your permission, it's your first day out on your new permission. Where do you start? So this episode is going to tell you a little bit about how to use your machines. I say that as in plural because we're going to show you our Deus's, but obviously this will apply to all your machines. We're not going to go into specifics for detector settings. You can check out YouTube videos to find out the best settings for yours. Most metal detectors will have general settings, beach settings, depending like where you're detecting. So we're going to get started. We'll see you on the first target.
Right, we've already been on this field a couple of times, so we're going to start sort of middle-ish, but when you get to a new field, you can wonder where you're going to start. What we tend to do when we get to a new field is just to do a bit of a wander, get a feel for the field, see what's some good areas and not. And then after that we might want to grid it. So if you look at this field, you can see you've got potential, ooh, that's my detector going off, some plough lines from previous ploughs. So you could walk up and down the ploughs, you could then go side to side as well, because even if you've walked up and down, going side to side, you'll find some different targets as well. But if you don't have plough lines, you can grid it, you can mark some little areas with some posts, but it's entirely up to you how you want to do it. You could just go on a wander every time and not do lines. It's entirely your choice. Okay, hopefully you can hear that. I've got a good signal here, which is showing up as a 91 on my Deus and also a very straight line. It's quite a big line though, so could be anything. Check it in another direction. If you can hear that, I'm getting a double bleep, which suggests it's probably near the surface. So I'm going to use my machine on the Deus, if you can see, on the buttons on the top. On the Deus, it's really easy to get the pinpointer up on your machine. You just press that button and then hover it over it. And wherever it's loudest, that's where it is. So that's where I'm going to dig. Now ideally you want to try and do nice plugs, but it's a little bit dry at the minute, so it's not coming out in particularly nice plugs, but we'll do our best. So I just start off by digging a little bit of a hole. I can see if that was a nice plug, it would have just flopped over on the side, but it hasn't. And then I'm going to check if I've gotten it out of the hole already. I don't think I have, because the signal is still strongest over here. I'm going to stick the pinpointer in and see if it picks anything up. Oh, it's in there. I'm going to put my gloves on. Right, oh, it's a bit further down than what I thought it was, so I am going to get the digging tool out. Sometimes you don't need to use this. Sometimes you'll just get it out with your shovel and then your hands, but if it's a bit more, sorry Mr. Worm, compact, you just have to be careful to not go on it, because you could clip it if it's something like a coin. I don't think this is, but oh, what is that? Oh,
A buckle.
it's a buckle. Wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was big. It did seem like on the thing it was quite a big target, but there you go. That's a quite nice buckle. So that's a good one.
Okay, so I've got a really good signal here. It's solid 86. Actually doesn't sound as good as what I thought it did when I first started. I'm gonna dig it anyway. It is still a solid 86. I don't tend to dig plugs so much on these sort of fields because it's kind of ploughed land anyway, so it's going to get all messed up anyway. But if you're on pasture, you really should dig good plugs, because otherwise sheep or cows, they might trip over in them and break an ankle or something like that. So it's just good practice to dig plugs anyway, but on this sort of ground you don't really need to. Get this out.
Oh, I can see it.
I can see it too. That's another buckle.
Yay,
That wasn't too far. That wasn't too far. Show where your hole was.
I've got to fill mine in.
That's not too far from where Marie's was. And we've got a little buckle.
Big buckle.
Well, big buckle. I think it's a buckle.
Or
It
a
could
strap
be like a
something,
strap
or
thing,
horse
yeah.
thing or something, but still pretty. It's around the same age though. It looks about the same.
Yeah, yeah. That's a pretty good start. Right, let's carry on. Okay, so here's Marie's next target. What numbers are you getting?
Like mid-50s.
Mid-50s. Now let's just show you her control box. She's got the XY screen on, which is a feature of the Deus and Deus 2.
I'm trying to keep it still, but I can't make the it'll go away.
So I tend to not use the XY screen, whereas Marie does. And it has a line which tells you how ferrous the item is. So if the line is in a diagonal from bottom left to top right, that tends to be a really good type of target, which you can see the line is in that direction. So we're going to have a look. What would say 57-ish?
57.
Yeah, so I'm going to go button, but we'll see what it is. So she's just pinpointing. About there. Marie with a little mini spade.
On spades, I don't know if we talked about spades before, but you can see Tom's spade over there is a giant spade.
Well, we've done reviews on them, haven't
Yeah, mine's only a little one.
we? She prefers the mini digger.
Because they're heavy. There's no question about it. That spade is the better at digging, but I find it personally too heavy to carry around all day. So I have the mini one, which is still good at digging.
And if she doesn't use that, then I have to dig for her. So,
Yeah.
you know, compromise.
But it does mean that because we're both out together, if we're on a hard ground or something, like when it was winter and it was really icy and solid, then we tend to just use Tom's because it's got the 2 foot guards on it.
Yeah.
You can essentially put your whole weight behind it, can't you? But you can use any spade that you like. People will clear one off.
Yeah, when it comes to spades, you don't need an all singing, all dancing spade. A little cheap mini digger off Amazon will suffice.
This is the Blackadder one.
That's the Blackadder mini digger. But yeah, any spade will do. You can even get a mini digger and cut your own slots in it if you want to.
That's got better.
Looking better.
Which happens sometimes once you take a bit of dirt away, because
It reveals a bit more.
or you might have moved it. Right, I'm just going to move a bit more, and then I'm going to get the pinpointer in.
Okay.
Still in there.
Deeper is good. It means it could be something old.
Or a big bit of tractor.
Could be a big bit of tractor.
Oh, it's over here.
So with your pointer, when you're putting it in the hole, just whack it round any old fashioned, but be careful. If Marie's got a tip on her pointer that protects it from scratches, so just be really careful if you haven't got one of those, because pointers do scratch quite easily.
Because that was an extra add-on, it didn't come with it.
Yeah, provided by Marcus.
By our lovely friend Marcus, Notch
Notch
to
to
11.
11.
Oh,
I think you
it's
popped it
another
out.
buckle, you know.
You think that's another buckle? Wow.
And I don't find many buckles.
Is it?
I think it's another buckle.
It is. Or part
How
of.
mental is that? No, it's a full one.
Wow.
3 buckles.
It's very small.
3 targets, 3 buckles.
Somebody must have been scattering their clothing around. Oh, that's cool.
It's a
Awesome,
smaller
and
one,
that's-
why it came up.
I mean, the first one was there.
Yeah,
My one was just there. And the third one was here.
that's
So,
funny.
awesome. Right, let's carry on. Okay, here's the next one up for me. It's a little button with a shank. Not much detail though, unfortunately. Okay, here's the next one for me. It's a piece of scrap. But just to let you know, you're going to find loads of scrap in this game. It's not all coins and bullets and buckles. We have got quite lucky so far this evening. And Marie's got some canslaw, so it just shows it's not just me. What is canslaw?
Bits of
It's a can of rubbish and
that's
horrible
been churned up by the
trash.
tractors and
Yeah, not very nice stuff.
annoyingly comes up as very good signals.
It does. They come up as like coin signals. But yeah, you're going to find loads of rubbish in this game, so get used to it. And if you're not very patient, it's probably not the hobby for you. So let's carry on. Okay, so here's Marie's next one. She's just pinpointing it. It's a really nice sounding signal. Just swing over it. Sounds quite near the surface. What numbers are we getting? 68.
Very straight line.
Now, when you're detecting, when you're looking for a signal, you want something that sounds very repeatable. So by that I mean when you're passing over each time, it's as solid on each swing, each side. That's the ideal sort of target. And this one did sound quite good.
And like and near the surface.
Sorry?
And near the surface.
And quite near the surface, we think.
Stony.
Yeah, this ground is very stony. Hopefully you can hear Marie okay, because obviously I've got the microphone, she hasn't. Right, it's out the hole. Somewhere over there. Looks like a bit of lead, maybe.
No, it's not lead.
Is it not?
I don't know what it is, though. Just a bit of...
Another bit of trash. Oh, look at Marie's nails. Better than my nails. What, a bit of trash, bit of aluminium or something?
It potentially was part of like a cloud clasp or something, that kind of material, but...
God, you're obsessed with clog clasps.
I know. Well, I just feel like that kind of stuff, but
Yeah.
it's nothing now, so...
Okay, well, let's carry on. Do keep the coil perpendicular with the ground.
Don't have your coil at a funny angle, as Tom is demonstrating now.
Do keep your coil close to the ground. Ideally about 1 inch or so from the surface. If you're holding your coil too high, you're going to be missing stuff under the ground.
So don't swing wildly up at the end. It's not a baton. Keep it close to the ground in a nice even swing, not swinging up at the edges, because all those swings at the edges, you're just missing everything basically.
Do make sure that your stem is long enough that you're comfortable standing up while detecting. Ideally, as Marie finds a target possibly, no. Ideally you want to be standing upright like Marie is, not slouched over. And yeah, you just want to be comfortable. Also, Marie's got boots on with like steel eyelets for the laces, so you don't want your coil anywhere near that. Also, look how she's holding her spade. You don't want the coil anywhere near that, otherwise it's going to be picking up false targets.
Don't do too wide a steps as Tom's doing now, but slow it down. Keep your steps a bit shorter, and you're going to make sure you cover all of the ground. Another thing to note is depending on what coil you've got, if you have a large coil, like what Tom's is, actually if you take it over to my detector, Tom, so that we can compare them.
Mine's a 13-inch.
Tom's is the 13-inch coil, and mine is the 11-inch coil. So the 11 is the standard. Oh, it's going to go crazy now.
Oh dear.
Very quickly put them together. There you go. You can see the difference. So with the 13-inch coil, as the expert XP told us, you actually need to be a lot slower with your movement. So if you have a bigger coil, you need to be a lot slower because, and I'm not 100% on the science of it, but basically it bounces down from one end of the edge of the coil to the target and bounces up to the other edge, and because the coil is so much bigger, if you're moving too quickly, it'll miss it basically. If you have a smaller coil, and you can get some that are even smaller, you can get the 9-inch or even a tiny one.
Like this, they go super quick, but that's no good with this coil.
No good with the big coil. If you have the smaller coil, you can move quite a bit faster, but if you've got the big coil, you really need to slow down. You might have heard through our videos that I don't have my headphones on at all, and Tom's, although he's got his on so you can hear them, he's got the sound on loud so that you can hear it on the video. If you're in your own field and there's nobody else about you and there's no animals about to freak out, then go ahead and don't wear your headphones. I prefer not to. I don't like having them on. Tom prefers to have his on. But if you are on a group dig, or if you're anywhere where the noise might annoy anybody or anything like that, you must wear headphones. In fact, most group digs specify that you must wear headphones.
People don't, and it's very annoying.
Yes. Well, basically, you've got hundreds of people then bleeping, and how do you know which target is yours? So Tom's got his headphones on. Very nicely modelled there, the DS2 headphones. But you can get lots of different ones if they're not the ones that I particularly don't find them super comfortable, which is why I don't wear them. But yes, wear them on group digs.
I've got a really good target here, and I was saying to Marie, I really want to find a coin before we go. Now this is quite a good candidate. It's a really good, solid sounding target. I've cleared away some of the grass. This is something else you should do if you're in an area that's quite got grass or stubbly bits, things like that. If you get a signal, just clear stuff away, because some detectors, they're a bit sensitive, and if you run over a bit of stubble, sometimes you get a false signal. So that sounds really nice. Solid 89. It's about here. Marie's getting freaked out by a rabbit. Anyway, listen to that. That's so good. That's in that clod, quite near the surface, I think. So let's get the pointer out. It's probably going to be a tag or something. Or a bit of lead.
I had a fabulous signal, and it was just a bit of can flying.
Right, it's in here. Oh.
Ooh, got an edge. Could be a coin.
Ooh.
Could be a button. Let's see. Coin or button?
I tell you what, that looks like milled silver.
Oh.
That's milled silver. I think that's a sixpence or a fourpence.
Exciting.
Oh, it is. I think it's silver anyway. Yeah, it's a Victoria.
Woo.
Oh, I said I wanted a coin before we went.
You
Right, let's give that.
we couldn't go home
Let's
till
give
we got
that a clean.
silver.
It's pretty mucky, but let's give that a clean. Awesome.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to clean it properly when we get home, but I'll just show you quickly how to use this. Well, I'm going to teach you how to use a spray bottle in the field. It's not difficult. You just press and squirt. Oh, you're standing downwind, sorry. Basically, just give your item a good squirt and just gently wipe away the dirt. You don't need to be too gentle, but don't be rough.
Unless it's
Especially,
lead, don't use water.
Yeah, if it's lead, do not use water, because you'll just scrub away all the detail. This is quite tarnished. I'm pretty certain it's silver. What do we got?
I think it's a sixpence, is it? Or is it a
Looks like a
threepenny?
sixpence.
No,
No,
it's
sixpence. Awesome. Victoria. I know it's a Victoria because I saw the head.
If you wanted to make it shiny, we can dip it in the silver.
Yep.
Very dirty.
It's very dirty. It's quite tarnished, I think. What's
But
the
it's good.
date?
It's got a good.
Can't see a date. My eye.
picture on it.
I've
I'll
had
have
such a
look.
long day at
Yeah.
work. I'm feeling pretty tired. I can't see. I might actually be on the wrong side.
You're
Where
on
am
the
I?
side where you do it, are you?
Maybe.
Yeah, it'll be on that side, darling, at the bottom. Oh, I've not got it on the middle of the camera. Sorry. At the bottom there, but I can't see it.
Well, I know it's 18 something because it's a Victoria. But yeah, we'll have to give that a good clean when we get home. But I will add a picture. Hopefully we can identify what year it is. That is disgusting. Look at that. But you can use a spray bottle just to clean your hand as well. Right, we're going to shoot off, but we'll do an outro when we get back to the car. Right, that's it. We spent about an hour and a half on the field, I think, so that wasn't too bad. I was well happy with that coin right at the end. Marie was like, I wish I'd found that.
I was happy with my buckles though. I don't find many buckles.
Yeah, so we had a good time. Hopefully you found some of that information useful and interesting. And next weekend we're actually going to be at Detectival, so if you see us there, come and say hello. We're going to have some stickers and stuff to give away.
And don't forget to visit the Dragon Detecting stand.
Don't forget to check out Dragon Detecting. So there might not be a video next week as you watch it, but I'll try and get the Detectival video out during the week like I normally do. So we'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.